What's up, guys? It is cold and wet and has been cold and wet for the last like 2 weeks, so I haven't gotten into much riding. I've completely run out of videos to show you guys, and it sucks because I'm also, on top of all those things, I'm also an idiot because I bought a brand new helmet and I'm in the process of making a review video for it. And I also bought a Senna 20S in addition to buying a Senna 20S Bluetooth module for my GoPro, so that on my new helmet I don't have to have wires going everywhere. I can stick the camera wherever I want and still vlog with you guys. Unfortunately, what they don't tell you, or maybe, I mean, I'm sure they do tell you, I'm just, like I said, well, that's awkward. What I didn't know was that, the Senna Bluetooth module, the one that goes on the back of the GoPro, actually has its own internal battery. And so I managed to make it all the way down to the garage, and I turned everything on, and then the Senna was like, hey, by the way, turning off. And I was like, what the fuck? Did a little looking. Apparently I'm a retard and I should have charged it. But anyway, so I will, going forward, be doing my vlog with with a Senna 20S and the Bluetooth module, and it'll be all pro ski in my new helmet, and it'll be great. But all that stuff will come later. So cold and wet time. Updates. So I sold the 4Runner. Guy came in from El Paso, flew in, I met him at the airport. He drove that bad boy home, so that guy's gone. I still have the quad, but the other addition to my garage is one of our fellow vloggers picked up a Supermoto, a 96 DR650, which he's been gracious enough to let me review after I fixed it. Look at these faggots. Just kidding, that's not right, that's not nice to say. Anyway, so I just spent this weekend fixing that bike, and I won't reveal who he is because he wants to do that himself, and he hasn't actually told his wife yet that he bought another motorcycle. So mum's the word, but that video will actually probably go on the internet before he takes delivery of his own bike, which is great. I'm also going to do a review of me riding that bike, because it's definitely different than my 500 or even the 250. It's definitely kind of a weird bike. So I'm going to do a review of that for you guys in a bit. Let's see, what other updates are there? Also, for those of you who are curious, you probably remember sometime back I made a review about these gloves, and I had bought them. They're Icon, let's say factory rejects that I got on Alibaba, and I talked about them and regarding the quality and whatnot. Well, if you've been watching the videos, when me and Evo Moto and Fry Riding went off on our little Supermoto Sunday adventure, I took a nice little spill right at the beginning. And I was actually wearing these gloves, and you can see, here, when we come to a stop, maybe I can get a better angle for the camera. But actually, I wrecked in these gloves. And so, first things first, my hands are totally fine, which, at the end of the day, you have to treat all motorcycle gear as disposable. Because, you know, helmets, stuff like that, you wreck in them and you're really supposed to replace them. The same with gloves. They're basically guaranteed for one accident, and then once you've torn them up, they're supposed to be scrapped. And now, of course, I know and you know that not everybody does that. In fact, most people don't, because gear is generally fairly expensive, and you don't want to just be trashing it if you can still use it. So these gloves went through a pretty solid thrashing as I slid amongst the rocks, and there you can kind of see some of it. My palms took the most of the impact. The leather tore, but it didn't tear all the way through, and like I said, I'm still wearing them, obviously. I went ahead and just ordered another $20 pair from the same vendor on Alibaba, because I know that these gloves will stand up to an accident now, and I might as well just buy another pair so that I have new gloves for day-to-day riding, but I can take these off-road and whatnot and not really worry about them. Generally, when I go off-roading, I have another pair of Joe Rockets that they don't make anymore that I've had for years and years and years, and they're made out of super duper thick leather, and they're actually almost to the point where they weren't very good street gloves, but they make awesome off-road gloves, because you can literally, you can go sliding along rocks and they just shrug it off, you know. But I love that thing. I've gone on basically 2 rides with that center now, and it is the bee's knees, as they say. It's kind of the middle of selling season, and pretty much all I got left is the quad and the 2 supermotos. So I'm more or less done selling stuff for now. Usually the next big buying craze where I have where people are really looking to get rid of stuff is probably like late July, when it's super duper hot and school's starting and people need stuff for their kids and tuition and whatnot. So there'll be another buying season in a couple of months, but for now it's mostly I just gotta sell off the last few things and hopefully come across some other projects. As always, ride safe, and I hope you guys like the new videos that are coming out. And we'll keep. I got like 3 more spots that I found that are going to be good for Supermoto Sunday, and so those are around the corner, and I look forward to doing it. This thing's got torque for days, but it just does not accelerate very hard, does it?